Well, hello there, and welcome to another FAQ Monday. I'm your host, Fluff. And if you have a question, feel free to leave them down below in the comments or go on over to my Ask FM account thing, and maybe I'll get your question answered. Although there are a lot of them these days, so I get to them when I can. There's several thousand of them currently built up, so sorry if I haven't gotten to your question yet. First question, what was it like transitioning from recording with software plugins to learning to record with hardware? Easy? Hard? Actually, I found the transition easier going from software to hardware than I thought it was. I started out in Reaper, everyone knows that, and I started out with Line 6 Pod Farm, and I found it very beneficial for me personally to virtually select a mic and virtually move a mic around and virtually select a cab and kind of just get an idea and a generalized idea of what things sound like and what things do and what kind of effect things can have on each other. For example, what an SM57 sounds like on a guitar cab, or what the difference in sound is between, a Marshall with Celestion 75s versus a Bogner Uber cab with, V30s, or, the differences between a 5150 and a Marshall 800. Now, all of those tones, can be argued that they're not really representative of those actual amps, but it gives you a good ballpark on what you need to be doing in the real world should you come into that situation. So I was very practiced in Pod Farm, and when I made the leap to miking an actual guitar cab, for example, I didn't feel totally lost, and I like that. I recommend anyone, if you plan on doing things in the real world, definitely practice on virtual instruments and software and plugins first if you can, because you know what? It is applicable to the real world. There's a couple of RD customs on Reverb. Would you ever buy one? There's a few reasons why I never actually got an RD custom. A, the binding on the fretboards actually dries out and cracks very, very often. And if it's not cracked or dried out or has not shrunk, it probably needs a fret job, which would basically ruin all that stuff anyway. And a lot of the RD customs that I always saw were really, really beat up. Secondly, I have no reason to keep buying vintage RDs. I have my Hyperions now, and the whole reason for the Hyperions is because I didn't want to go out and play gigs and tour with 40-year-old Gibsons. I don't need any more guitars, man. I don't. But to all of you who send me links worldwide to any new listing of a Gibson RD, I love and appreciate you sincerely. Thoughts on Victory amps? I had never plugged into a Victory amp until this last NAMM 2016 in Anaheim when I was hanging out at the Chapman booth with my buddies Rabia and Rob Chapman. And you know what? The Victory amps are proper good. I really, really enjoy the Victory amps. I love the Kraken. The Kraken was just so full sounding. It was very full, British sounding, but had a lot of beef, but it could also do really good cleans, and it was just, the Kraken was just a brilliant, brilliant amp, especially for a lunchbox amp, but it can definitely hold its own against the big boys as well. But the entire Victory line, I really, really enjoyed, and actually had time to sit down and play the majority of the Victory line at NAMM, and it didn't really matter what guitar you used or what was being plugged into any given amp. It was just all good, man. I highly recommend all you guys to check out Victory amps if you have a chance. My suggestion to you this week is to check out 7 Coffee Roasters. Now, 7 Coffee Roasters is my favorite coffee ever. And this is not a paid advertisement. I pay for it just like everybody else. They don't even know who I am or anything like that. But it's a tiny, tiny shop in downtown Seattle, and they sell a myriad of different bean flavors. But my favorite is the Roaster's Choice. That is what I'm drinking right now. That is what I've been drinking for almost a year now. Ironically, it's ever since I answered the last time of what my favorite coffee was, and I answered Dunkin' Donuts. It was like immediately after that I started drinking 7 Coffee Roasters Roaster's Choice. You can get 3 for 15% off if you buy 3 at the same time. You can buy online, you can ship worldwide. I'll stick a link down below in the description, but I just really like this coffee, man. I thought you guys should check it out too. I'll pick up links down below in the description. You have been wonderful. I have been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.